Hey guys, this is FPL Tips and welcome back to another live stream. Hi Varun, hi Saish, hi Shreyas. Varun says a fun question, pick your captain in order of preference. We've already put that, Varun, so you probably can check that. The Sterling is for De Bruyne as well, it's for the City asset. So you can probably refer it to De Bruyne and Sterling either ways. Okay, so we've done with the voice check. I think it's pretty much set with the voice, and hopefully you guys can see it as well. One defender to start says Kilman or Kufal or Mitchell. Start Mitchell. I expect him to keep a clean sheet if he starts, but I don't see him starting. So your first bench player should come in, and that, in my preference, should be Kilman. I think Aston has the potential to score a goal against West Ham. Uh, Kilman defensive. Arsenal hasn't been that good, yes, but I think that is the better move. I would still prefer Mitchell if he starts. But you can always play him, and if he's not starting, he won't come on as a sub. Crystal, don't do that. So your first substitution will be coming on. Martinez, Bellerin, Chilwell, Diaz. This is my defense. How does it look? It looks pretty much settled. Um, I also have made my move, so everyone's watching. I used my free transfer from Saiz to DS. There was a lot of debate about Cancelo and DS, and I think that Cancelo has still chance to get rotated. There's slight possibility that he can get rotated with either of Mendy, Zinchenko, or Walker. I don't see that happening this week, probably, but in the future, it possibly can happen. It can be happening with DS as well, since Ake is back and Stones is also fit. But I would still prefer DS. I got one free transfer and 2.7 in the bank. Should I get Son or Kane in for Grealish and Mane? Also, is Vardy a good pick for this game week or Warner? Vardy, I think, is the better pick. And don't get Son and Kane this week. I mean, there's no point in getting Son or Kane now since they are, I think the gala time is over. They will keep scoring that odd goals, but I don't expect them to go high. So don't bring them in. Only 10 likes, rest of you all like the video. Yes, definitely, guys. Hit the like button if you haven't already. And we'll keep continue taking questions. Lamped out, Cancelo in, yeah, do it if you have the money. Have you made your moves? Yes, I did. I made one more. I've made one move. I will probably make another one, depending on how it goes. What do you think about Kane to Vardy and captain him? I don't have any other Spurs players. Tough. I think I'm going. I was also considering Kane to Vardy captain, and let's see how it goes. It's a decent captaincy shout, no doubt. Uh, I have exams, but who cares? We're going to attend FPL to stream. Thanks, Mahin, and hi, Adnan. Balbuena for Dine. I would expect you to go to someone like Matip or the City defenders, or maybe Patrick Van Aanholt. Don't go so down. Hi, Rahul Anshu on this side. And which City defender to buy, Walker or DS or Cancel? I would go DS, Cancel, and Walker in that order. Laurie's bench, I don't think that's happening. He's fit enough to start. That's what at least Jose Mourinho mentioned in the press conference. Mendy, McCarthy, Dallas, Justin, Semedo, Kilman, Kyle Walker, Peter Rodriguez, Ziyech, Son, Grealish, Havertz, Kane, DCL, Mbappe. I'm officially screwed this game week. Uh, it's a tough one for captaincy. Yes, would go DCL in that situation. Probably can get a goal at least, but apart from that, nobody to captain. Triple captain Vardy, no, I would not do that. Um, Keep Castagna or substitute him? If yes, then whom to bring in ahead of him? I think you can keep him in 11. If he starts, there's a 50-50 chance of him starting. If he starts, then fair enough, you can play him. If he doesn't, he'll get substituted automatically because I don't think he'll come on as a sub. Who to captain in one word? Tough. But I would, if I had Sterling or if I bring in Sterling, I'd captain him. Will Salah start? Yes. Bamford best option taking out for Mitrovic? Yes, definitely. Without a doubt. Even Antonio is back, but I would go Bamford for at the moment. Bamford for captain, no. I The thing is that Bamford will get a lot of chances, and I expect him to score as well against Everton. But the fact that he's not clinical does not allow me to captain him. If he was even half as clinical as someone like Vardy or Ings, I would captain him for sure. I have Mane one free transfer. Should I bring in Salah for Mane? It's not necessary to make that side to side move this week. You can go with Mane as well. Target Justin, Mitchell, Ailing, Chilwell. Three defenders to start. Justin for sure. I would start Chilwell because of his price, and I would go probably Target or Ailing. 50-50 call. I would start Mitchell and then bench first, maybe Target. Cresswell in, yeah, you can go for that as well. Is there any risk with Sterling starting? I have Sterling, Vardy, Kevin De Bruyne, who to captain? Yes, there is slight risk with Sterling starting, and that is also stopping me from bringing him in my team. Yes, I think although this week it shouldn't be because he played 75 minutes and good 75 minutes in my opinion. So if you have you're in doubt, go for Kevin De Bruyne. I don't see him getting benched anyhow. Should I put Castani on my team? Yes. Who to captain? Kevin De Bruyne, Salah, or Bamford? Out of the three, Kevin De Bruyne. You should upgrade your West Ham mid. So the plan now is that I either go Son to Sterling or Kane to Vardy. Whoever get in is going to be my captain. And next week, if I go Sterling, then I will bring in Werner for Kane, and then in game week 12 Fernandes to Salah. But if I go Vardy, then next week it has to be someone of Kevin De Bruyne or Sterling for Son, and then we'll see if we can actually go foreigners to ZH. But I'm not really sure if I want to do that. I'd rather save the money and go Fernandes to Salah in game week 12 and actually hold on to Robertson, because if I upgrade foreigners to ZH, I will have to downgrade Robertson. I'm still stuck with Bruno captain. I'm not sure if it's the best captaincy option only because Southampton have been defensively good and they're not playing the high line defense as they used to in the earlier games. So it's not going to be easy to exploit it on the counter attack. Although it's not bad, but I don't think it's the best shout this week. Westergaard to Kufal, fair enough transfer. Why not Bruno for captain? Any reasons? Already explained it. I don't see a lot of attack in that game. I think Southampton have been defensively good and proved their defensive worth. Any news or Rashford? He's a yellow flag. Yeah, he trained this week, individual program. He trained with the he trained with the team tomorrow. Should be okay. It's the same scenario as last week. So he did play. He should be okay. Kane for Vardy or Son for Bruno. That's it. I would go Kane to Vardy. Fairable captain option. Will Aguero start? I don't think so. De Bruyne for captaincy is definitely good. I think top three captain picks are Sterling slash De Bruyne, Vardy, and then Salah. The first Sterling, don't go by it. I actually prefer Sterling over De Bruyne, but that's actually for the City assets. So you can actually go for either of the City assets. But in my personal opinion, I would, if I had Sterling and I was sure he'd start, I would go Sterling. Who would you choose, Dias or Cancelo? Will Cancelo start? Yes, I did choose Dias or Cancelo, and I think he'll start this week. But there's going to be rotation risk going ahead. As Pep talked, and he was very specific that he's going to rotate a lot of players. Hi Adi, Kevin De Bruyne, Salah for captain. Kevin De Bruyne, Kufal or Masako? Kufal. At the moment, he's hogging up a lot of bonus points. Will Castagna play or should I sell him for Cancelo or other options? He'll play from next week, which is a very good option in my opinion. This week, I'm not. It's a 50-50. It depends on the manager totally because he's back in training, but it entirely depends on the manager. Kevin De Bruyne triple captain can be good this week. I'm not sure. I am not confident on triple captaining any City asset because yes, Burnley are without their main keeper, but even in the Carabao Cup fixture when Burnley are playing the second team, City did not score more than 3 goals, and it's not like City have been scoring a lot of goals. Yes, City want to score a lot of goals, and Pep has been very clear in the press conference that they want to score goals. But unless I see it, I won't triple captain it. So it's a no. Thoughts on triple captain Kevin De Bruyne? I answered it. Justin Chilwell, Vestergaard, Target, Mitchell. Defense improvement options with point three. There's barely anything with point three. There's nothing much to do with. Stick with it, I think. Don't waste your transfer on the defense. Use my free transfer for Kane to Vardy. I have Zaha left to transfer. Who is the best replacement for the few games? I think Torres is going unnoticed. I think he'll start. He's a good replacement. And the options you've mentioned, I would prefer Yota, Madison, Foden, and Tielemans in that order. Goalkeeper options for main 11, Meslier or Fabianski. Tough one. I would go Fabianski. I think Everton have the potential to score against Leeds. You should get Vardy and then good for game weeks. Yeah, that's the plan. But I think I also want to. So my entire transfer plan depends and hinges up on the fact that do I want Chelsea attack in the next 4 or 5, or especially for the Everton and Leeds game. If I plan to go without it, I can actually hold on to Robertson and Vardy. But if I bring in a Chelsea attacker, either for Calvert Lewin or for Nels, which could be Pulisic, ZH, or Werner, then for sure Robertson is going out of my team, which I really don't want at this moment. Sorry guys for the pauses. It's going to be happening because of my throat infection. Bruno, Kevin De Bruyne, Salah, who to captain? Already put it out. Kevin De Bruyne, Salah, and Bruno in that order. Is Havertz going to play? Should I keep him or kick him out? I think he might get benched, in my opinion. He is fit, and but his fitness is not as much as you want. I think he'll be benched. Kane for Vardy with Son in the team makes no sense, or no? Makes sense. I'm going to go with that same team as well. Kyle Walker, Peter, Kufal. Kufal, want to go Salah or Kevin De Bruyne? And if Kevin De Bruyne performs big next, bring him next week. Thoughts? Fair enough. I'm going to wait and watch for the City assets as well. I don't have any of the top three. Wait, I just missed that question. I don't have any of the top three picks. Bruno Fine or DCL. Go with Bruno then. Sell Mane for Kevin De Bruyne and take the minus for tough call. You don't need that unless you're going to captain Kevin De Bruyne. Love how the constant captain questions have stopped. You're welcome. Thanks. Does keeping Grealish make sense as he scored a chunk of points in three matches? To be precise, 70% of his points. Also, considering that Barkley isn't playing this week, would Yota be a good replacement? Yes, Yota is a good replacement. And with Grealish, actually, I'm also going to monitor it for the next three fixtures. His fixtures are decent. He plays West Ham this week, and then he plays Newcastle, Wolves, and Burnley. Probably for the next five fixtures, I hold on to him. Maybe two or three. If he doesn't perform in the next three, even in one game week, I'll probably sell him for a ZH or downgrade him to a Yota and double up on the Liverpool attack. Pulisic should come in from the bench this week or another week, rest preferably. I think he'll come on from the bench. Barnes instead of Zaha next week, changing Grealish for someone else. Fair enough. I expect Barnes to start. So for everyone who's wanting Leicester assets in the midfield, I prefer Barnes over Madison. Chances of Mitchell to start almost nil. Which three? Justin, Chilwell, Mitchell, Kyle Walker, Peter. You probably don't have a choice there, so play Mitchell and keep Kyle Walker, Peter as your first sub. Barkley is out for 2 weeks. What's your overall rank? We just finished under 1 million last week from about 1.5. Yeah, so we're improving each week and probably hit 10k soon. Fernandez, DCL, Kane captain. Fernandez in that in out of the three, Fernandez. Will Chilwell play Chilwell or ZH versus Spurs? Play both. I think it's fair enough to play your attacking assets. I mean, it's not like ZH is a bad asset, and he's 8 million, so you don't want to bench him. And Chilwell is one of the most expensive defenders in the game at the moment, so that makes no sense to bench him. And he's an attacking defender. Me says a replacement for Mitchell. Don't replace him, just bench him. He's 4 million. Even if you can try to play him, and I hope he starts this week. Uh, you can probably just give him a chance and play him in 11. If he doesn't play, just sub him out. Because there's no other possible replacement for Mitchell because there's no other player who's going to start at 4 million. And if anyone in the Crystal backline gets injured, Mitchell is the first one to replace them. So hold on to Mitchell. MacArthur or Rodriguez alternatives. Go to Utah in the midfield, I feel. Should I replace Sun with Sterling? Yes, you should. Um yeah, definitely you should if you can't afford Kevin De Bruyne. What's your overall points? Should be about 520 something. I think 530 maybe. I'll give you a very good stat for the people who think that it's a bad score. If you were playing FPL last year and you had 500 points at this moment, your overall rank would be 250k. With 520 points, your overall rank would be 100k. So you can clearly see that's a very variable season, and don't worry about your rank much because it's going to improve eventually. 500 points is almost an average of 55 points per game week, which is a lot. On 63 to 65 points per game you can win FPL, so you can really that's actually a lot. Thoughts on Walcott? He had some wrist injury, will play the game week, but fair enough differential. I don't really fancy him to score each game week in and out. Who's your captain? Depends on who I bring in. Gavin Grealish or ZH? Preferably Grealish. I think he's more attacking. Should I bench ZH and get in Wilson from the bench? I have a feeling that Wilson is due of goals. If you have a feeling, go for it. I'm not sure if they can break down the Crystal attack without Saint Maximin especially. Good idea for Leeds, triple up Dallas, Harrison, Bamford. No, I wouldn't triple up on Leeds. Bamford or Watkins? Bamford. Vardy triple captain, don't go there. Your thoughts on ZH for long term? I'm not really sure if ZH is the best asset in the Chelsea midfield for long term. I feel like Pulisic is the asset to own. Majority of the ZH points will come through assists, but Pulisic has the potential to even assist and score goals, and hence Pulisic. I went to FPL and says Rashford has 75% knock-in news. Yes, he did train, so should be fine. The game is Sunday night, so should be okay to start. He had the same injury last week as well, and he did play, so should be fine. Gracious ZH to bench this week. Play both, in my opinion. Thoughts on ZH? Look like he's playing too deep. Assist to the assister. Great player, but not sure about FPL points. Exactly, and it's also like the corner set piece duty have been changing for Chelsea. It's sometimes like the free kicks have been taken by Mount and James. It's not like all corners are taken by ZH. So it's not a guarantee that he'll get the assist from set pieces as well. Probably, I would prefer someone like Pulisic or Grealish over ZH. Bruno for Sterling for a -4. Tough call. I mean, it's not like Bruno has a bad game. He can still score. So probably Son to Sterling if I could for a -4 and captain Sterling. Sell Kilman, Webster, Mitchell have point 2 in the bank for next week. Webster. With Alex Telles start this week? Yes, he will. Thinking of getting a Mount in because Lampard's son will always play in respect of the position. Uh, I wouldn't do that. I mean, yes, 3 points confirmed, but wouldn't buy him. Thanks, Ashwan. Also, Port and Sophie. Thanks, Aditya. Uh, Thinking of removing DCL after 2 match days as Disney is out. Alternatives for him in the 8 million bracket. You can wait for 1 game week or probably 2 game weeks and then look at Antonio or Bamford. I think Antonio will be a good replacement. Zach TV do not need to span sell Bruno for Sterling for a -4. Already answered that, and I'm not sure if you don't want to captain him, if that's the best move. Sell Rodriguez for Yota and replace Son for Sterling, Kevin De Bruyne. Can do it. It's not a bad move in my opinion. If you have DCL, especially, you can go for that move. Sorry, missed it. Which three at the back? Play Mitchell, Justin Chilwell, and bench Kyle Walker Peter as your first sub. What to do with Castagna? I can't afford two blanks. He's going to be back next week, so if you already afforded two blanks, probably just wait for another. Sterling or De Bruyne for captaincy, considering I own both. Sterling. Higher upside, definitely better and differential as well. Definitely Sterling. Wilson to Watkins or Antonio? Antonio. Is Mitchell still a hold? Yeah, he's a 4 million player, guys. Don't need to waste a transfer on a 4 million player who's irrespective of whoever you bring in, you're not going to play him. So don't waste your transfer there. Replacement for Zaha, ZH or Jota. De Bruyne or Fernandez for captain De Bruyne. Will Telles start? Yes, sell Castagne for probably a City defender or Matip. Zaha out for Ward, Pros or Jota. Justin Chilwell, Westergaard, Kufal, and Kilman. Is there a good defense in coming weeks? Justin is fine. Chilwell is fine. Kilman is also fine. I think I'm not really confident on Kufal and Westergaard, but there is a good rotation between them, so it's good enough. Best captain routine: Salah, Bruno, and Bamford. That's it. Salah. I think Salah is still the best captain. Hi Sudhanshu. Antonio versus Wilson DCL replacement post game week 11. I would prefer Antonio, but we can always look at the stats and compare it. Sun to Utah for a -4 and next week use the free transfer to get Robert. Don't. I wouldn't do that downgrade. For a -4, no. Which Leicester defender to go for? Fufana and Castagne. Sterling or Kevin De Bruyne? I have Jota, Grealish, ZH4 Nels in midfield. Tough call. If you want to go safe, go Kevin De Bruyne. If you want a captain differential, go Sterling. But there is a chance that Sterling get rotated. Watkins, Bamford, DCL, who to bench? Watkins. That's a tough one. To be very honest, I would be really confused to bench someone. But if I had to, Watkins. Really tough one. Should I take a -4 to sell Samedo for Cancelo? I am not really a fan of -4s because even if Cancelo keeps a clean sheet, it's going to essentially result in a two-pointer. And Samedo has a possibility that he keeps a clean sheet this week, so wouldn't do that. Will Cancelo play or should I go for Telles? There's a chance he plays this week, but there's going to be rotation eventually with all the City assets. So, although there is Cancelo is the better option between the two. Captaincy options apart from the three you mentioned, Kevin De Bruyne if you don't consider him yet, and I would go Bruno. Otherwise, there's no option. If you want to go differential, I actually feel Bamford is decent, but that's a very high risk, high reward situation. Bellerin, Cresswell, Zuma, Kyle Walker, Peter Webster. Which three to start? Uh, I will still play Zuma, I think, Bellerin and Cresswell. Should I make any changes midfield? Salah, Bruno, San Grealish, Oriol. Yes, Oriol if you can upgrade him. Apart from that, none. Is Justin a no or a go? He's gonna play for the next three, so hold on to him. Replacement of Zara Bihore 8 million. Probably Yota. I feel like or Grealish. Yes, Pep is really unpredictable. What should I do with James? If you want to sell him for Yota or someone like that, do it this week. Otherwise, hold and probably sell him to or upgrade him to someone like Kevin De Bruyne or Bruno Sterling next week. Salah captain or DCL? Salah who to play? Cresswell, Telles or Justin? Telles and Justin. Tierney, Justin, Konsa, Chilwell, Cresswell. Four. I would play Tierney, Justin, Chilwell, and Konsa. Captaincy options: DCL, Bruno, Bamford, Son, Kane, Grealish. Bruno, I think. Bruno, DCL, Bruno, Bamford, DCL in that order. Vardy, Bruno, Son, who to captain? Vardy. Mahrez, Torres, or Foden? Torres, I think. Are Aston Villa defense worth investing in? Yes, they're cheap enough. I think Martinez is still racking up save points. Fair enough to keep the investment in them. Don't buy a defender if you are buying someone. If you have Martinez or someone like Konsa or Target, hold on to them. Replacement of Zaha, already mentioned it. Either Yota or Grealish made differences from each team considering the upcoming fixtures. I think this week I can mention a couple if I had to. In the City Burnley fixture, I really feel like Torres is a very good differential and people are ignoring it. Chelsea, there's nothing much. Liverpool, Brighton, there's Yota for sure. Everton, Leeds, there's no differential apart from Bamford if you're captaining him. Neto could be a good differential in the Wolves Arsenal fixture, and Chelsea Spurs again no differential in my opinion. Bench Dallas and start Justin Mitchell Chilwell and put him as first up. Yes, Kyle Walker Peter or Dallas, either way can go either way. Play any one of them. Should I start Kilman or Suchek? Given Arsenal are struggling, Kilman I think. Cancelo target Justin Chilwell. Bench one of them. Target. Uh, Bench target. I would bench the defender over Watkins. Will Mitchell play? No, but I will still play him. And if he doesn't play, he'll not come on as a sub, in my opinion. As Crystal are not a team that do that. So you can obviously go and play him, and he'll automatically get subbed off. Should I sell Kane for Vardy? Only if you're captaining him. I do have a strong feeling that Kane can score in the London Derby and in the upcoming match against Arsenal as well and Crystal as well. So hold on to him. Unless you're captaining Vardy. What to do with Hamid Rodriguez, point one in the bank? Downgrade to someone like Yota. Vardy, Bruno, Werner, or Grealish to captain. Vardy, captain whom? Kane, Grealish, Rashford, or Bamford? That's a tough one. Bamford, I would actually fancy Bamford in that situation. Saint Maximin replacement, Suchek, I think don't waste money out there. If you can afford Yota, go for it. Otherwise, Suchek. Which three to play at the back? Chilwell, Kufal, Cancelo, Justin, Kilman. Chilwell, Cancelo, Justin. Kane to Jesus, only for this week. I think it's not a long term replacement. Only for this week, you can go for Jesus. Kyle Walker, Peter, or Dallas. I think either way, it can go either way. Really 50-50, I use play any one of them. Adi, I did not understand the question. Okay, are you not playing Vardy? I did not transfer. I did not make the transfer yet. So let's see how it goes. Should I play Dallas versus Everton or Jamal Lewis versus Crystal Palace? Jamal Lewis. Kane to Vardy for a hit considering I have double up on Spurs. Yeah, you can do it. And Captain Vardy possibly. That's going to be my transfer as well. Just mention in the chat who should I bring in. What do you guys think? Should I go Son to Sterling or Kane to Vardy? Walcott or Armstrong? I prefer Armstrong over Walcott, but Walcott has the form behind him. But I still prefer Armstrong because he's more involved. With two free transfers, plan one out Robbo Rashford for Cancelo Kevin De Bruyne. Plan two out Robbo Rashford for and Kane for Walker Kevin De Bruyne Vardy captain. If it's I would prefer going without the minus it. So yeah, go with the first plan. Okay, a lot of people saying Vardy expected prices tomorrow morning. Tushar C, I'll be posting it on Instagram, so do make sure you follow us on FPL tips underscore underscore and check the stories. I'll be posting it after the stream. A lot of you guys are saying Vardy. Alioski, a better defender for Leeds. He gets bonus last week and really good. 4.3. Yeah, fair enough. I mean, but I don't expect Leeds to keep a lot of clean sheets. Everyone is going Kane to Vardy this week, maybe. It's not everyone. Actually, if you look at the community, it's really small. When you look around yourself, a lot of people will, but it's not going to be a major chunk of people. His ownership is not that high. Want to remove Samedo? Any good suggestions? Probably City or City defender or Matip. You can go Van Aanholt as well. Will Salah start? Yes. Salah safe captain or better to go differential? Safe captain in my opinion. Kane to Vardy says Ganesh as well. If Lord Ganesha is saying it, probably should. Is Brewster a good option for this game week? You probably have Brewster play him against West Brom. I don't see him. If he doesn't score this game week, he'll never score in my opinion. Remove Kane and replace Vardy. De Bruyne or Vardy for captain. Tough call. I would go if you want to go safe De Bruyne. If you want to go differential Vardy, I feel like it's one of those game weeks where either Vardy will score a hat trick or will just give an assist. So it's a very high risk situation. And with Sun and I can go -8 as well, guys. You can actually even mention -8, and I can actually go Vardy, Kane to Vardy, Sun to Sterling, and go Vardy captain or Sterling captain. But the thing is that for that, Sun should blank and probably Sterling should score 10 plus points. It's a really rare situation that I don't really favor. What do you think? We should go -8. Go Sun to Sterling. On counter, Sun is really lethal and a chance of clean sheet. So go Kane to Vardy. Decent suggestion. Robo Grealish, ZH, choose any two. Uh, Robertson and Grealish. Foden and Kane to Salah and Werner for a head. No, yeah, fair enough. I mean, Salah captaincy gets you Salah captaincy. Fair enough. Fernand Torres or Mares. Mares, I feel. Well, routine muffin. Well, that's true. If it's true, it's true. DCL for captain wouldn't go there, Akash. Walker and Laporte was also spared in the Athens, but informs Cancelo has been completed 182 minutes over the last 7 days. There's a possibility that he makes way over Zinchenko, and but I feel like he's been so good and he will be important in breaking that low line block of Burnley. So that's the only reason I expect him to start over Zinchenko. Don't do -8 taking from experience. Yeah, but I usually did last season, but now I since we started all of the more professional FPL, I think I will avoid it. Hey, please suggest some best keeper 5.5 or below. Probably Mendy or Martinez, two keepers I would go. Even McCarthy is decent. Bamford or Watkins, Bamford. So Sun to Yota for a minus for next week. Use the free transfer to get Robbo. I wouldn't do that, Nikilesh. Don't use a -4 hit to go Sun to Yota. Sun is going to play and it's decent enough. So don't go for a hit. Imagine Vardy receiving a red card. Well, then I should go for Sterling. I think Barkley is injured. Have already have Dini to Cancelo, or should I get Barkley for a -4? Yeah, fair enough if he's injured. If you don't have a replacement, should we play Chilwell this week? Given he's against Spurs, he's a 6.1 million defender. He's one of your most expensive defenders you have in your team. If you're not going to play him, I don't think there is a point of keeping him in your team. So think that way and always play your expensive defenders. And he's not like he's there for clean sheets. He's there for attacking returns. That's what you've got him from, and definitely play him. I mean, it could be a game where Chelsea score only one goal, and it could be through Chilwell. Should I get Bruno for Salah and then captain him? Yeah, fair enough if you're going to captain him. Spurs will score. Yes, I think so. Hopefully, Grealish looks good on stats, but they don't have the edge to finish. So Grealish gets City assets. Maybe yeah, preferably go there. Go with your gut, or your gut always pays off. There's nothing by my gut this week, and that's the reason I'm really confused. Rana, that's a really good overall score, 579. You probably would be top 10k last season with that points. What about Schmeichel? It's a decent pick as well. But I think it's a bit too expensive when you come to keepers. I would actually keep it to McCarthy or Martinez. Should I go for Bruno to Salah and captain him? Yes, Chandra, I said that. Uh, should I bring in Wilson for 6.5 million? Newcastle at goose fixtures. Depends on who you're taking out, but fair enough if you think that he'll score. Get a Leicester defender or Vardy. Get Vardy. What's your overall FPL score this season? Thank you for the advice. I think it's around 530, if I'm not wrong. Should be around that. Last game week we had some 78 points, so was a fair enough good game week. You should go for Vardy and Kane, improve your foreigners to Utah next week. I actually planned. See, my plan, I'll tell you guys, is there's inevitable Vardy in there. Then there is Sun to someone like Sterling, possibly. And but this is going to happen next week. And then I can go foreigners to ZH. So it's not a bad move, in my opinion. I can get the Chelsea assets. I can even go someone like Pulisic. Really confused between Kevin De Bruyne, Sterling, and Vardy captaincy. I feel like City might explode this week. I feel like it's either a 2-0 or a 5-0. So it's a 50-50 call. If I had to captain between Kevin De Bruyne and Sterling, as I said before, Sterling is the guy. Should I keep Ederson for this week? Yes. Will Rashford start? I've already answered that. I think he'll start. Martinez or McCarthy? I would suggest Martinez. Do you think Michael will keep a clean sheet on home match? I think Fulham have been attacking very nicely, and their stats are really good. So it's tough to call that if they'll keep a clean sheet or not. For everyone who's asking Justin, I know they have a very favorable home fixture, and Leicester have been defensively good, but can't really rule out the fact that Fulham's attacking stats are like sixth best in the last 4 or 5 game weeks. So it could be a case where where Leicester leak a goal or two. Till when will Justin start? I think probably till when Soyuncu and Ricardo Pereira return. Vardy, Bruno, Mane, or Grealish captain? Vardy, in my opinion. Cresswell, Walker Peters, or Mitchell who to start? Mitchell and Cresswell. If you don't change for the coming weeks, then take a -8. I will change, so I won't take. I won't be taking the -8, guys. Don't worry. Aguero's fit, but not enough to start, in my opinion. How about bringing Madison? I don't really favor Madison as an asset. I would prefer Barnes. I mean, Madison scores in odd game weeks, so you can take a chance, but I don't really prefer him as an asset. Pereira played well in the Leicester second team, so could be back soon. Yes, he'll be back next week, in my opinion. Max to max game week in 12. Kevin De Bruyne, Bruno Salah, Werner, who's the better option? Kevin De Bruyne in that list. Martinez, Kyle Walker, Peter Konsa, Justin, Bruno, Grealish, Son, Rashford, Kane, Bamford, DC, to captain Bruno. Who's your transfer this week? Size to Diaz at the moment. Adias about Chelsea. Whom to captain Vardy, Kevin De Bruyne, Fernandes, or DCL? It's a tough call. I mean, everyone's between the same lines. If you want to go safe and trust City, Kevin De Bruyne, otherwise Vardy. Hey bro, should I do Mitrovic and Jimenez to Vardy and Bamford? Yeah, go for it. I think it's worth the -1. Two best midfielders to get in 20.5 million. I think Fernandes, and if you can fit in Kevin De Bruyne or Sterling, find the extra fund somewhere and get these two. Sterling or Kevin De Bruyne or Sterling. What about Reed of Fulham for 5.3 instead of DCL after 2 match days as they attack well? I wouldn't go there even if they are attacking and posting good numbers. I don't trust Fulham and I don't want that frustration in my team, especially where there are likes of Bamford, Watkins, Che Adams, and Antonio in that price bracket. I have Bruno, Kevin De Bruyne, Vardy, who to captain. Either De Bruyne safe, Vardy differential. Sterling hasn't scored a lot of points in a match, but Kevin De Bruyne has performed and got good points in the CL. So I feel Kevin De Bruyne has scored more points than Sterling. Gavin, if you feel so, go with Kevin De Bruyne captaincy. Will Maris start? Can't really say that, mate. I think Torres should start over him. Kane and Son out for a -8 points hit. No, don't do that. Thanks, Mr. Gupta. To bring in Kevin De Bruyne and Vardy, I wouldn't do that for a -8 hit. I have the same situation. I'm not doing it. Did you read the rumor about David Alba to Chelsea? Yes, we did, and hopefully we get him at Chelsea next season. Should I buy a City defender or sell Kane for Vardy? Depends on how much. If it's a hit and you want to captain Vardy, then go for that. Should I keep Sun or use a free trans? I have used a free hit. Don't keep Sun on a free hit. Better options are available. Missed it, Mane, Vardy, or Bruno captain. Vardy. Grealish or ZH. Grealish. Midfielder for 6.7. Yota, I think his price. Go for him. Bruno can De Bruyne long term. This is a question, Akash, we discussed in the midweek stream. You can probably check that as well. But in my opinion, I would prefer Bruno if the numbers are same. I have DS, Kilman, Chilwell, and Dallas who three to play. Kilman, DS, and Chilwell are the answer. Should I play Bamford or Grealish or ZH? Play all three if possible. Bamford definitely. The rest is up to you. Probably Grealish over ZH. Havertz or ZH, are you going to keep Son and Kane this game week? I'm going to remove one of them and I'm going to remove the other next game week. Uh, Jack, my captain options are mentioned on the left, and those will be eventually my captain options in my team as well. Hit to get Kevin De Bruyne for Son. Yeah, fair enough if you're going to captain Kevin De Bruyne. When's the ideal time to use free hit? Probably in a blank game week. Dallas or Kilvin have both home to bench. I think Dallas. James Rodriguez, hold or sell. If you don't have a better transfer to make, then hold. Sell. Sorry. If you have someone like who's injured or Barkley or Zaha, then definitely you'll have to hold. But if you have the funds to go someone like Bruno or a Son possibly this week as well, or Sterling or De Bruyne, if you can fund him, then go for it. The problem is that he's not been playing same as he did, and with Digne injured, it's going to affect his game. I have great fixtures this week for most players. So play which two? Grealish, Rodriguez, Son, Wilson. I would play Grealish and maybe Rodriguez over Son, but it's a tough call. I wouldn't play Wilson. Till when is Jota most likely to get 90 minutes? He's not going to get 90 minutes in any of the games, in my opinion. So you want to just keep him. I think a lot of people are expecting Jota to perform just like Salah or Mane does, and that's not going to happen. He's a 6.7 billion price player. You expect him to start in possibly alternate game weeks, and if he's scoring in those game weeks, that's more than enough you want. And I don't see why people are expecting him to play very well or replace Salah. That's not going to happen. Expect a goal or assist in alternate game weeks, and that should be fine. Yes, guys, with more people watching, if you haven't hit the like button, do hit the like button. It helps us reach more people and grow the community. You should start the predictions of FPL fixtures. We're doing it. We're gonna post it after the deadline stream. I've already messaged the team. It's gonna happen. Don't worry. Captain Bruno Salah. Tough call, Salah. I think Sukraj is Callum Wilson a good option? Decent option. A lot of people actually bank him, but I don't really rate the Newcastle attack at the moment. They do not look really great attacking wise. So not confident, but if you don't have better options, go for it. Replacement for Ross Barkley, go for Yota. If you can't, go for possibly Bowen is a good replacement. WordPress, Theo Walcott. If you don't have the price, go for Suchek directly. Don't go anywhere else. I have Kevin De Bruyne, Fernandes, Yota, Grealish, ZH, and DCL, Vardy, and Bamford. Possibly who to play. Who to play is a very tough question. I would out of the lot, I would actually bench Yota because other players are actually the premium assets from each team. Vardy, DCL, Wilson, any changes? Fair enough lineup. There's no change in my opinion. Probably if Wilson doesn't perform, Wilson to Antonio. Captain ZH, no, don't do that. Play two of these through Masuaku target Che Adams. Che Adams and Masuaku, probably. Varun says no. I am not sure for what. Chilwell, Kilman, Justin, Bruno, Girish Mane, ZH, Bamford, DCL, Werner. Should I keep my free transfer this week and get two transfer next week? Yeah, if you can probably get a City attacker, you should. Otherwise, it's a good enough team to go in this week. So you're going to switch to City midfielder next game week. Yeah, definitely. I'm actually there's also a theory why I'm not really keen to go Son to Sterling or De Bruyne because I want to see how De Bruyne plays and which role does he get exactly. Because I have a feeling that he's going to play deep, which he does against easier oppositions. And if Sterling looks like the guy, I think Sterling captain against Fulham is going to be much more differential than Kevin De Bruyne and could be really helpful. Which city do you live in? Adi, we probably can keep the question of the live stream to FPL at the moment, at least on the deadline stream. Play Antonio or Watkins this week? Watkins, because not sure if Antonio will start. I think he will, but there's ambiguity around it, so wouldn't take the risk. Okay, we'll make the moves. Varun, thanks for reminding me. There are 15 minutes left, guys. Make your changes. When is Thiago expected back? I actually talked about this in another podcast that Thiago's injury is not what Liverpool is telling. It's much more complicated and long term. So I don't expect him to be back for another 2 or 3 weeks. He could be back, and because Liverpool are hiding things, and Liverpool, I've talked this about like 2 weeks ago during the international break, and that is the situation till now as well. Grealish or James Grealish? You neither own Kevin De Bruyne or Sterling this week. Yeah, I'm gonna neither own De Bruyne or Sterling and probably sit behind the sofa for that fixture. Yota or ZH? Tough call. I mean, I would play Yota only for the fixture, but ZH is the premium guy, so you want him in the team. Is Zaha confirmed out? Yes, probably out for the next fixture as well. Whom to captain between Kevin De Bruyne and Fernandes, Kevin De Bruyne. Captain Richarlison wouldn't go there. City of United says Adi. Okay, we'll make my move. I think I've taken Ruben Diaz for the City cover, and I am really expecting him to score an header in probably in the next two fixtures. So let's see how it goes out, unless he's not playing at all. Thanks, Santosh. Hope you have a great weekend as well. Whom to captain apart from these guys on the screen? Kevin De Bruyne, if you do not heard the entire stream, or probably Bruno. Apart from that, Bamford is the only differential I'll go to. Salah or Fernandes, who to captain Salah? Che Adams has been given constant returns. Fair enough, yes, he's been given constant returns, and it's good for his price actually. He's 5 point something, which is very good at his price. Is Tielemans a good option this week? I don't really rate T11 as a really high option, so probably Madison or Barnes. Is Sterling good enough form and fitness to captain? There's slight rotation risk, and that's what's stopping me to get Sterling as well. But if you have Sterling and Kevin De Bruyne, I would go Sterling. Thanks, Ayush. Why isn't Bruno in the top three for captaincy this week? We discussed in the earlier part of the stream. I think Southampton's defensive line is the reason. One more question: should I spend money on Robertson or go for cheaper defender? If you want to invest in someone like a Bruno or Kevin De Bruyne or upgrade someone like to a Werner, go Robertson to Matip and nowhere else. I think that Liverpool still can keep clean sheets. Do you rate United? Yes, they've been playing really good football at the moment, so why not? Salah or Vardy for captaincy? I think Vardy will maybe edge it out. But the thing with Vardy is my gut feeling says that Vardy will score. I think the scoreline should be around 3-1 or 4-1, and I'm not. For me, it's either a Vardy hat trick or it's a Vardy assist and nothing else. So let's see how it goes. I'm not. There's a reason for stopping me, but the Sterling thing is like I'm not really sure of City's attack at the moment. I know they're playing good and they have an easy fixture against without Pope, but it's not like Burnley have conceded a lot of chances and goals. Looks like a 2-0 or a 3-0 to me. If they don't score in the first half, probably 1-0 as well. Who's winning the Champions League according to you? Chelsea, mate. Should keep Rodriguez? Only if you have other transfers to make. If you don't, then sell him. Are you taking a -4? Yes, I'm taking a -4. Will have to take a -4 for the captaincy. Not an FPL question, says Madhur, but which club do you support in general? Chelsea. Should I get Sterling in for Sun? Yeah, probably if you want to captain him, Mohammed. If you want to play safe, go Kevin De Bruyne. Who's the best replacement for Digne? I think it's either a City defender or Matip. Van Aanholt is also a decent option. If you don't have Chilwell till now, you can go there as well. I mean, Chilwell doesn't. I don't expect a clean sheet this week, but it's a still good option in my opinion. Let me know, chat. We are actually planning watch-alongs, and we've not done watch-alongs before, so I don't have experience. We'll also need some help. So let me know, guys, if you want to do watch-alongs for Premier League matches. We can actually fix and set that up and do watch-alongs as well. Replacement option for Rodriguez have 1 million extra. In the 1 million, I don't see anyone other than the Chelsea assets, and or you have to either downgrade to Grealish. In that situation, hold on to that Rodriguez asset for this week, and then if Pulisic is back fit, you can go for Pulisic Ziyech next week. Yes, we can do that. It probably will be involving a lot of Hindi and all. The Indian crowd is preferred. I mean, everyone can join, but there's gonna be slight Hindi as well. We can do the Everton Leeds watch along. I'll be needing help because I've not really set up a watch along before, so we'll have to really kind of need help for that. Please suggest a replacement for Son. If you're replacing Son, go for a premium asset. Has to be either Kevin De Bruyne or Sterling, Salah or Bruno. Guys, 12 minutes to the deadline. Make sure you've made your changes. Chelsea vs Spurs would have been a really great one to start with. Actually, I'm already actually part of a watch along, or otherwise might go out somewhere, so wouldn't be able to do that watch along. But apart from that, we can start with some other match as well tomorrow. Which game would be the high goal scoring game in this week, in your opinion? Uh, I think it's gonna be the Leeds Everton game or the Leicester Fulham game. That's awesome to hear. Bring on a Chelsea fan myself. Yeah, definitely, mother. I have ZH. Should I keep him? Or already have Bruno, Grealish, and Salah. Yeah, you can keep him for the next two. Because if Everton leads, I expect them to. I expect Chelsea to be scoring at least some of the goals. Okay, we do have some league lineup it seems, and I think Benteke is starting. That's what I've heard. It's surprising to have league lineups so early, but we still have league lineups for somehow. And I think Benteke is starting for Crystal Palace. Adi, we for people who don't know, we do a small fun podcast on 442, which is a Indian YouTube channel. So for the people who want FPL tips as well and want just football rant and football information, can watch that podcast as well. Will Wilson start? I think he'll start. He was fit enough to start last week, so should be enough to start this week at least. Any Son replacement for the price below him? That's a tough one because there's not much below him. When you look at the bracket, you probably want to go to ZH or someone like that, but there's not much value when you compare Sun and ZH. So there's obviously a difference. Wouldn't downgrade. If you, I would actually try to fund and upgrade Sun to someone or keep Sun if in that case. Is Podence a good Toyota good move? I already have Mane from Liverpool. Yes. Big fan of 442 and love your tips. Thank you, Potensobi. Thanks, Akash. Im- Imagine if you said Zaha right now, league lineups. I don't think Zaha. I think the test is tomorrow. I think Rahul Hudson has mentioned it clearly that the Corona test is going to happen on Saturday, and before that he can't play even if it's negative. So it doesn't matter. I don't think there's going to be any changes with the Zaha news. Confused captain choice Bruno Sterling Vardy. Please advise. Uh, Mr. Singh, if you're waiting for another 10 minutes, don't worry. There's going to be some gut feeling factor being involved in my transfer as well. So probably just go with me. Mitchell, there's no news. I think there's just news on Benteke, but I'm not really even sure. This is not the source I really go to when I'm looking for league lineup. So let's see how it goes. Yes, face reveal is also on the draft stream. Yes, correct. Okay, I'm still deliberating Sterling and Vardy move. I think Mr. Singh, Harkaran Singh, I think Vardy is the guy. I expect Leicester's game to be at least 3 goal fixture in my opinion. And Vardy looked really sharp last night as well. And we will pull the trigger and go Kane out, Vardy in. Patrick Van Aert a good shot tonight. Yeah, fair enough. I think he could be involved in a goal tonight, at least in a clean sheet. Patrick Van Aert for Zuma. If you have Chilwell, yes. Otherwise, fair. I mean, looking at the next two fixtures, it's a decent move, not for a hit at least. Chelsea Tottenham fixtures. It looks like it's either a 0-0 to me. To me, it looks like a 0-0, or it could be a draw 2-all. Nothing between, I feel. But I don't see a team winning. It's most probably a draw. Hi Devesh, should I take -4 Saint Maximin out? Yeah, definitely, if you're bringing in Newta, otherwise no. Bench and get in your defender. What about Bamford as a differential? Definitely worth it as a differential captain choice. But I'm gonna delay Vardy to Kane for another week. Makes sense, but I'm not sure because I want Vardy only for the Fulham fixture. I'm not confident that if Vardy is a good option for the upcoming 2 or 3 fixtures. I know it's an easy run of fixtures, but I'm not confident. Don't delay it if you have it. Take the -4 hit if it requires it. Rashford or for Torres or stick with Rashi. Really confused. Tough call. If it's for a hit, don't make the move. Mane captain, decent shout if you don't have Salah. -4 for Kane to Vardy. Yeah, probably. Let's go with it. Sort of. I'm making my move as well. Make transfer. Kane out. Vardy in. We'll also set the team. Martinez or McCarthy this game week. Martinez. Yuta or Zaha Grealish. I wouldn't do that. Play Grealish. I would always play Grealish. Just feel Bruno is a safer though. If you feel Bruno is safer, go with Bruno captain. I'm not denying it. I mean, there's always penalties involved with United, and that's a factor when you're taking captaincy as well. But I feel if there is a chance to go differential, and since we have Bruno in our teams, there's no need to go there. I can go Vardy, and if he scores big, if he scores, I think he'll score big. So yeah, it's either an assist. I'm repeating it. For me, it's either an assist or a hat trick. Vardy. That's my gut feeling. I don't have any bench players who are gonna play, so probably take a hit in that opinion. Remove Charlie Taylor for Patrick Arnold for a -4. I wouldn't do it for a -4. Only if you think that Patrick Arnold can get an attacking return, do it. Otherwise, no. Vardy for Kane, thin ice. Yes, really thin ice. And I am telling you, it's either a 5 pointer or a 20. Play Kilman or Kufal. Kilman. With Alderweireld out, I think Chelsea has a better chance of winning. I think it's going to be a draw, but hopefully Chelsea win. I don't mind that. We have the same bench. I think a lot of people have the same bench. Who's your captain? My captain is going to be Jamie Vardy. After a really, really long time, it's going to be Jamie Vardy. PVA captain wouldn't do that. Okay, so this is how we're lining up for game week 10. Random Liverpool league lineups, no point of looking at that because Klopp has anyways said that he's going to make the decision very late. So I don't think they're reliable. And the Liverpool match is not tonight, so it makes no sense to me. Okay, so this is how we're lining up in goal. We have Martinez in defense. He has James Robertson, DS. I love that defense. Grealish, Fornel's son, but Fernandez make it to the midfield. Vardy, Bamford, Calvert-Lewin in attack, and Vardy captain. My captain is Kevin De Bruyne, says Mrudul. Son of Yota or Kane to Vardy. Kane to Vardy. And I didn't receive that tweet, Varun. If you could probably mention it in the chat. I can hear you smiling while saying Vardy captain Lama. Yes, definitely. Martinez or McCarthy? Martinez just did Kane, Rashford, Samedo out for Vardy, captain De Bruyne, cancel for a -4. What do you think? Great move, Utsav. Really appreciate that -4 hit. Alisson, Neco, Phillips, Fabinho, Robbo, Genie, Milner, Salah, Minamino, Jota, Bobby. I'm not really sure if that's the lineup. Would be surprised if that's the lineup, but let's see how it goes. That's really too soon for any league lineup to happen. I mean, an hour ago you can still expect it, but a day ago I'm not really sure. Captain Oba, Mridul, definitely you should. Spend the whole stream thinking Dallas, Samedo, Kel Walker. Need to choose two. Dallas, Samedo, Kel Walker, Peters. I would go Dallas and Samedo. Rashid or to Torres, Jimenez to Vardy for a -4. Would they hit? Yes. Go for Vardy, captain. Guys, 2 minutes to go. Make sure you've set your captain and vice captain. Don't worry about the stream. Go and set your captains and vice captains and make sure you have a nice bench. Can Brighton return against Liverpool? I think they can score a goal. I'm really expecting a goal. With Welbeck's form, I think they can. Chilwell or Regularly on this week? Chilwell. Your captain Vardy. Yes, that's my captain. I'm still really, really close to making a -8, to be really honest. Zero bench, Mitchell, Anguissa, and Lamte. I have Cancelo maybe playing with 10. Let's see how it goes. Should I start Brewster instead of Aston Villa defender? Probably you can. I think Brewster, if you have Brewster and expect him to attacking returns, this is the game week. Is Cancelo a good differential pick this week? It's not a differential anymore, but a decent pick. Going with the same captain brother, hope Vardy scores big. Yes, Abhishek definitely will. And as I said, I have a really strange feeling about it. It's either 5 or it's 15. Trust me. Alison Milner, Mate, Fabino, Robo, Genie, Curtis, Mane, Bobby, Salah, Yota. I feel there's slight change in that Chinmay. I feel it's going to be Alison Milner, Mate, Fabinho, Robo, Genie, probably Henderson if he's fit, Mane, Bobby, Salah, and Yota. Teles or Summit already have Chilwell. Yeah, fair enough move. I think Teles is good enough and he can possibly even keep clean sheets. Gotten Justin James for Walker Peters. Hope Leicester keep a clean sheet. Yes, definitely. Hendo instead of Curtis. Exactly. To win. Um, okay, it's almost deadline. Should we take the -8, guys? Come on. Last 1 minute. Oh, the chat is saying no. I am really tempted to go for a -4. -8, actually. Who will start instead of Pope? I think Peacock Ferrell. Thank you so much for your stream. Really helpful. Thanks, Josephine. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe to the channel, guys. Do it, says Routine Muffin. I wouldn't do it, guys. Come on. I hope Sterling scores an hat trick, but let's see. I'm not doing it. It's deadline, and we're going with Vardy captain. No, no, I'm not taking a minus. If it was a minus four, I would have done it. And it's deadline, guys. For everyone who's new to the channel, subscribe to the channel. And if you haven't already followed us on FPL tips underscore underscore, make sure you go on Instagram and follow our page. There's a lot of content out there, and you definitely will like it. Okay, guys, we'll wrap up the stream. Every one of you is watching. Do mention some suggestions for the watch along and any other tips you have in case of how to do it, or any other thing, information regarding watch alongs and which fixture should be. DM me on Instagram and we'll take a look at it and see how can we figure it out. Thanks, Ishan. I love the midweek stats too with the Excel. Yes, definitely. We'll continue doing it. Are you on Twitter? FPL Twitter is awesome. Yes, FPL Twitter is good, but I'm not active on Twitter, so there's no point following me there. Okay, so Everton versus Leeds. The fixture is tomorrow night 11 p.m. We can actually do this. So send me how some tips or suggestions and how should we do it, and I'll take a look at it. And if it's possible, we'll do the Everton versus Leeds watch along. Do you expect any upsets this game week? Yes, I do expect a United upset this week. It's either a draw or a loss. I think it's going to be 1-1, but let's see. Apart from that, I don't see any other upsets. Maybe Arsenal winning against Wolves is an upset if you see like that, but nothing apart from that. Okay, so everyone's saying Everton leads. We'll probably do that. Do DM me on Instagram and send me your suggestions and tips for how to manage that. Okay, guys, so we'll wrap up the stream. Uh, Thanks for joining, and it was a good stream. Hopefully, you get green arrows. This is FPL Tips signing off. Cheers.